Hey yogis, Miss Shanti here to do some yoga with you again on my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great time doing our breathing practice. And I hope you're ready to do some movement. This week's poses, it's week 5. We have some really challenging ones, so get ready. But as you can see, none of them are standing poses, right? Because I'm going to fit in this little frame the whole time. So please come and sit and crisscross. And we'll get started with our first pose. I'll tell you all the poses we're doing today. Boat, side plank, upward dog, dolphin pose, chin stand, that's right, wheel pose, forward fold, and child's pose. Okay, so we're starting in boat. Turn to face the front of your mat. Sit up nice and tall and put your feet kind of together with your knees bent. Take your hands underneath those bent knees, sit nice and tall and lean back. And then from here, maybe you lift your feet up off the floor. If that feels too hard, just take your toes to the mat and just keep working. Maybe you work one foot at a time. Okay. Now from here, you have the option to straighten your legs. It's harder if you have sneakers on. And once you get those legs straight, maybe you reach your arms forward. Yeah. Now everybody, row, row, row your boat. Just kidding. No singing. Maybe you lift your arms up. Maybe you hold this pose for like 20 minutes. Yeah, just like playing contest. Lift a little higher and release. Give yourself a squeeze. Awesome job. All right, next is side plank. We've done this one before, but it's kind of fun to practice. So take yourself into a high plank pose, right? Not our forearm plank. In your high plank, just turn to one side and take one hand up to the ceiling. Yeah, you've seen this before, right? Well, this week it's part of our yoga poses. So maybe you take hand to hip. Maybe you reach it all the way up. Maybe you have staggered feet. Maybe you do a tree or lift your leg. Sweet. Now let's do the other side. So come on down. Do high plank and turn your feet. Lift one arm to hip or the ceiling. Stack your feet. Do a tree. Or lift that leg up. Nice work, yogis. All right, let's come on down. Next is dolphin. Dolphin, then up dog, then chin stand. So dolphin is just like a down dog and a forearm plank combined. Okay? So we'll start by coming to hands and knees in our table, and then just drop your elbows to the floor. Now, you want your elbows and your hands to be parallel. Okay? So your hands aren't coming together like this. They're forward like an equal sign. And then from here, tuck toes, lift your hips, reach them way back, and let your head drop down. This is called dolphin. It's just like down dog, but on your elbows. Good. Take another breath in, and then release. Let's let those knees come down. Now, after dolphin, it's always nice to do child's pose. So child's pose is when you take your hands back alongside you and let your forehead come to the floor. Take a breath or two here. Nice work. All right, now from our child's pose, we're going to go into upward dog. Then we'll do our really challenging pose this week, which is chin stand. That's right, standing on your chin. So up dog, we'll start from cobra. Come to your belly. Yeah, well, remember cobra, we did this a couple weeks ago. Squeeze your elbows in, press down through your hands, and lift just your head and your chest off the floor. You might even press down through your feet, press down through your hands a little bit. Good. Now to come to upward dog, walk your hands back just a smidge, and now you really press into them to lift your belly off the floor. Good. Press down through your hands, lift your heart. Maybe you look forward, maybe a little bit up, and then come and release. Now chin stand is super, super challenging, and it's so fun, and a little bit scary. So if you're afraid to go upside down, that's all right. Maybe you try it, maybe you don't. Maybe you just watch today. It's all right. But I'm going to challenge you, right? I want you to give this a whirl. It's not as hard as you think it is, okay? So first what we do is we start by bringing our elbows in, almost like you're trying to touch your elbow to your belly button, both of your elbows. Like you're trying to fit your elbows inside your belly button, okay? So we start with that, taking myself in table. Bending my elbows in, leaning forward. Okay, so my elbows are coming in, my chin is going to come to the floor, and then I'll lift one leg up. Eventually, you might lift both legs up. Sweet. Now, after that incredibly challenging pose, your face might be red. You might take a child's pose. Or maybe you want to try it again. All right, so go for it if you're trying it again. But this is a little more accessible of a back bend. This is called wheel. You guys might know this as bridge. I've heard a lot of my middle schoolers who've taken gymnastics classes call it bridge pose. But in yoga, we call this one wheel. So this is bridge in yoga. And wheel is when you completely go upside down. So you take your hands alongside your shoulders, you press your feet into the floor, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, press into your hands and feet and lift yourself up into a wheel. Now maybe your arms are straight. Maybe your heels are up or down. Try and let your head relax as you breathe. Maybe you hold this for a breath more, maybe a few more breaths. But I'm ready to come down, so I'm going to place the back of my head between my hands and then roll down nice and slow. Awesome. You can do reclined butterfly after that. So take the soles of your feet together. Option 1. Option 2 is your windshield wipers. Wow. Nice work, my friends. All right, so we did our chin stand, we did our wheel. Now, one more pose is forward fold. Forward fold pose. So after we go backwards, like a back bend, like we did in chin stand, wheel, and up dog, we need to do a forward bend, okay? So it's called the counter pose in yoga. So from here, you take your legs straight out in front of you. You might notice my knees are a little bent. That's all right. And I'm going to tent my fingers on either side of my legs, sit nice and tall on my breath in. And then come on forward on your breath out. This is when you guys tell me I have no bones. There are bones in here, I promise. Now, I can bend pretty far forward because I've been practicing this for a long time. So maybe you'll see my back start to round. Take my forehead down. I'm just going to take a couple of breaths. Maybe you reach for your feet. If you don't want to go that far, it's fine. You are still in the pose if you stay right here. Good work. Take another breath in and out. Next inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, come and face forward. Now, I'm impressed with myself because we have an 8-minute, I did all those 8 poses in 8 minutes. I'm impressed with you because you did them too. And hopefully now you feel ready to meditate. Thanks so much for doing yoga with me. Namaste.